All right, welcome back, bookworms and constant readers, to Final Girl Horror. I'm your host, Chelsea, and if you saw the last video, this is a follow-up video with the sequel to Gone to See the Riverman. This is Along the River of Flesh by Kristopher Triana. Like all of these reviews, let's talk about the cover. This cover actually matches the first book really well. I believe it was done by the same artist. I don't have the first book in front of me, so I'm not too sure on this. I do like the creep factor of it. It's not a catchy enough cover where if I saw it, I would be like, ooh, what's that book about? But it does match the first, and it does have a lot to do with the story itself. So I forgot my reading glasses. I will try and read the back for you as best I can. This cover, I would give it probably like the last cover, maybe 3.5 out of 5. It's creepy, but it's not very interesting, at least to me. Alright, so the back says, having escaped from prison, serial killer Edmund Cox returns to his hometown of Killen. That's Killen, Texas. I thought maybe there was a misspelling there or something, that they meant like Killeen, Texas, but it's actually Killen in both books, which is a fictitious town in Texas. I looked it up. I couldn't find anything on a town named Killen. If you're from Texas and there is actually a town named Killen, let me know. It's spelled Killen, by the way. Entering the woods with his darlings in his pocket, he begins a new quest along the Hollow River, hoping to make good on one final deal with the Riverman. What Edmund doesn't realize is he's not alone. Keith Drakeson is one of the police detectives who hunted Cox the first time around, and is considered the killer's, and he considered the killer's escape an insult to his legacy. Determined to capture the killer again, he follows a hunch that leads him to where Edmund grew up. Gary Chadman is a private investigator looking for a missing girl named Jessica Hong, who he believes was one of Edmund Cox's victims. Jessica was writing a paper on the legend of the Riverman before she disappeared. Gary and Keith decide to team up, but they soon encounter a strange girl, Jane, who is a teenage runaway who has come to Killen with a backpack full of articles on Edmund Cox. She too has come to these woods in search of the killer. The three travelers head upriver, each carrying their own dark secrets as they pursue a man of pure evil and the local legend, some say, is behind it all. So that's pretty much what the book is about. The only thing I would disagree is each of them having their own dark secrets. So the book picks up shortly after the first book ends, and you don't really follow Edmund a lot in this book. He is basically like just charging through the woods to get to the Riverman because he believes that he has done enough evil and enough things that he can become the Riverman himself. The three people pursuing him, and these are all the main characters. It's just these four main characters basically. There's little side characters, but for the most part, you're with Keith, Gary, and June, and it's a very similar format to the first book. You start learning about each of them as they go through the woods and they get closer to the Riverman, and it's just like the first one. It's like the closer you get to the Riverman, the more evil that comes out of you, and you start learning about the history of these three individuals. So the most rottenest one of them all is actually the detective Keith. And you start questioning, like, who is more evil, Edmund or Keith? Because Keith has done some horrible, just disgusting things. Just vile things. And all of this comes out the closer he gets to catching Edmund, the closer they get to the Riverman. June has a secret that comes to light at the very end of the book, and the ending of this book, I didn't see it coming. It was a total shock, total surprise. So I can't tell you about that, but June has done some horrible things herself. She is a runaway. Not only is she a runaway, but she's a wanted runaway, and you find out exactly what she's wanted for. And so she's done some horrible things to people also. And the one that I don't agree with on the book jacket is Gary. Gary is like the innocent of the bunch. Gary's, I guess, what you could call dark past, like the jacket says. And this really isn't spoiling anything. It might be a slight spoiler to the story. His pregnant wife was killed in a school shooting. She was a school teacher, and he was actually on the phone with her when it happened and heard her die. And ever since then, he is like totally just given up on life. He's lost his will to live. He doesn't give a shit about himself or anybody else. He does the bare minimum to survive because he basically doesn't want to live anymore. And he's never done anything like rotten or evil his entire life like the other three have. So that's why I kind of disagree with the back of the book. This one I thought was better than the first one. My only complaint with this book is I wish it would have been a little bit longer. It is longer than the first book, not by much. I think 40 pages, something like that. Because the ending does feel a little rushed, but the ending, the way it ends, there could be a third book, which I'm totally looking forward to if there's a third book. This is really creepy. It is a bit disturbing. Very good writing. Just, I cannot recommend this enough. This was like, if you read the first one, you have to read this one. Highly recommend it. Total 5 out of 5. You got to check out Along the River of Flesh, the sequel to Gone to See the Riverman by Kristopher Triana. I hope I'm saying that right. That's all I have for you in this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you know when new videos come out. Right now, I'm putting out a video every 2 weeks. My videos come out at 12 a.m. on Saturdays. That's Central Standard Time. If you're international, I can't help you. Just have to look it up. Thanks for watching, and until next time, read more books.